Welcome to Lesson 7, Calculations. In this lesson, we're going to explore how we can have one calculation be based off another calculation. And we're going to use the idea of a volume of a cube to explore that concept. So let's get to it. All right, so let's create a variable to get the length and width of a rectangle. So we'll say length equals int input enter length, and now let's get the width. And with just these two values, we can actually figure out the area. So let's do that. So area is equal to length times width. And let's go ahead and print out a message, just for the sake of kind of giving them as much information as we can. So we'll say print, put the F for string interpolation, and let's go ahead and throw in these values. Actually, let's make it more detailed. So a rectangle with the length in curly brackets is the variable. The length that's next to it is just something so we could actually display on the screen. So it's going to say something like a rectangle with, I guess I should flip it around, with a length of that and a width of that has an area of area. All right, so let's test it out, make sure that it works. And we'll keep our life simple. Let's just do a square. So 10 by 10 should give us an area of 100. And let's just check the message. A rectangle with a length of 10 and a width of 10 has an area of 100. Good. All right, so the next part in terms of calculating the volume is that we need a height. So let's ask them for that. Height equals input int input enter height of the cube, and I'm going to improve on this a little bit. Notice how the numbers are right next to each other. That looks awful. So I'm going to put a colon and a space for this one, and I'm going to correct the ones we already did. So now that we can do, now that we have the height, we can actually create another formula that says volume. I'm just going to abbreviate it to VOL. Now it really becomes just the area of the rectangle times the height. And let's go ahead and print it out. We won't make such a verbose output. We'll simply just say volume of a cube where, you know what, we'll go a little further. Volume of a cube with an area of area and height of let's throw in the number that they gave us for height is, and now let's throw the answer of volume. And let's close it off. Why do I feel like it's not happy? Oh, because I didn't call it volume, I called it VOL. All right, so let's go ahead and run it and see what happens. And let's change the numbers around a little bit. So we'll say a length of 5, a width of 3, which should give us an area of 15. And there we go. Now let's enter a height. Let's say a height of 4, which should then give us a volume of 60. There we go. All right, so the goal of this lesson was to show you how you can use the calculation from one part of your problem as the solution to another one. All right. So let's get back to our cover sheet. So this was lesson 7, calculations, reviewing how we can have one calculation affect another calculation. Thank you.